right, so we had a really good day today. It's funny, I'm going to show you kind of what we did in our portfolio, and we're going to compare it against the overall stock market and kind of the trends that were in the news today. So we look at the stock market today, look at the Dow, and it basically went up the whole time. And then the NASDAQ went up the whole time, and the S&P went up the whole time. And yet, I want to show you a couple things that we noticed here. Let's see. So that's over today. And then, so overall, everything was kind of working up as we see here for the whole day. We look at our portfolio, and it basically followed the same track. It was a little bit down, and then it just jumped up right around, 9:20. So that's 12:20 Eastern time, so about mid-market. And so a couple things came out today. Number one, Pfizer officially came out and asked or requested emergency use authorization for its vaccine. Moderna is expected to do the same shortly. So we have a lot of stuff going up today. But one of the things that we see here, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we want to do about it later, is we see the pre-market for these stocks going down half a point, quarter point, and a little more half a point. But I always like using this one because it's a big round number. It's a bigger number, so you can get a better sense of it. It's down 203. We will be keeping an eye on it later today, but if we're looking at it going down, we want to see why. And so one of the things that we looked at here is it says the Dow Jones futures fall on new coronavirus restrictions, workday earnings top. So basically, especially out here in California, our governor, who got busted breaking every single rule that he put in on everybody else, because he had a birthday party and he wanted to bring lobbyists with him, and he wanted to sit right next to the head lobbyist, or no, it was the CEO of the California Medical Association. In other words, the guy that's basically representing all the doctors and nurses and everybody is sitting in a closed room, sitting elbow to elbow with the governor, no mask, and they were so loud they had to close all the doors, and because they were yelling. So it's literally the exact worst thing you could possibly do. It's like rolling 3 cherries on a slot machine. It's like the exact, like, you're doing everything. Basically, you're doing everything that you're telling us we're not allowed to do. And then the next day you come out and say, well, we're going to think of putting on a curfew, which is really stupid. It's not like the virus all of a sudden goes, oh, it's 10 o'clock. Let me go get somebody. No. So, and it's not like okay, we're going to close the gyms at 10 o'clock because, the gyms are really packed at 10 o'clock at night. So stupid. Anyway, so that being said, the market went up today. Our portfolio went up today, but we want to be very careful and see where things are going after market. And so we trended a little bit down, $500 down, which is basically half a point down. So we want to take a look and see, kind of what we want to do for tomorrow. But in the meantime, today's notable stocks here, Target Hospitality, which is an oil stock, went down 8%. And maybe that's relation to the whole, increased lockdowns type of a thing, the whole fearful thing we talked about. But on the other end, WPX Energy went up 7% today, and aftermarket it went down a little bit, and then PVAC went up 4% today. So there's not really one solid signal when it comes to oil. And let me take a look at UCO. UCO is usually kind of a trailing indicator on this. So let's take a look. UCO was down a little bit as well. It's down 0.38 or whatever. So we're not really sure where to go. But we'll look at 2 stocks that basically we're looking at. I chose as hedges to the portfolio just to try to take advantage of some short gains. So we look at AVCT, which does a lot of computing for large workforces, and that went down 11% today. So we might take a look at that as far as a buy for tomorrow. We'll see. Probably not. And then Xantis, which is our commercial real estate REIT, went down 8% today. So we'll take a look at that one as well. So with that being said, a couple things executed today. IVR executed today at 320. So we got 700 shares of that. It closed at 321. So we're kind of positioned perfectly for that. And then PBF, which is an oil stock. IVR is basically a REIT, a real estate investment trust. PBF went down to 6.55, like just spiked down and then spiked back up. But we got it at 7 and is now sitting at 736. So this was a perfectly executed limit order buy. The rest of these, we'll see what happens. But AMC, we have at 280. It's currently at 318. So presuming if this drops tomorrow in a strong enough way, we might be able to take advantage and get AMC down at 280, which would be good. I'm probably going to drop this one down a little bit. And again, we don't have to buy these. These are just buys, they're convenience buys if we can take advantage of it. So I might drop this one down to 140. Two Harbors Real Estate. We'll take a look at that one. We'll see if it goes down to 6, probably. And then Condor, we will go down. We're definitely not keeping it at 320. So we'll do that. We'll take a look, and I'll reprice those. Probably, I'm going to say 140 for that. We'll probably say 580. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we'll probably say 3 for Condor. And again, these are the upsides: 361, 361, and 278. So this is probably where we'll keep that, and we'll change that. All right. So with that being said, let's see. Leaders in the clubhouse. Signet is still crushing it. I mean, it's going to be number 1 for a while. Then from there, we have Caesars getting ready to quadruple. Crestwood Equities at 225. Redwood, which is an oil stock. Redwood Trust is a REIT. Azul Airlines, which has just been awesome lately, between doubling and tripling. Everys are Vegas ATM stock at 135. PVAC, which is an oil stock, at 130. And then soon to join the club is going to be Braemar Resorts, which is was our leader in the clubhouse for a while. In June, when we had that spike, that was our leader in the clubhouse. So I anticipate some strong recoveries on that. So beyond that, probably maybe we might look and see. Now I'm going to leave IVR alone for right now. We're pretty well capitalized. We have basically $8,000 in that. But yeah, so right now, from what we bought it, we're up basically 80% from what we've invested in the beginning of 34,000. We're at 155%. When we get up to, we have $100,000 in holdings. When we get 14,000 in margins, so we have a total value of almost 87,000. When it gets up to 100, this will be at about 200% gain. So. All right, so with that being said, I think that's our plan for tomorrow. So I'm going to take a look later and see if this changes. So we have a good mental marker of negative 200. Let's see if it changed. Sometimes it changes quickly. It's about the same. And we'll see what happens. But I'm going to basically go ahead and update these to drop these down. AMC. I think 280 is a good one that we have right here. I'll put it in yellow just so I'll double check it out there. And again, we don't have to buy these, but we want to look forward to these days where the market goes down so we can get our cost basis up. But also, 2 things I heard. It's not inside information. It's not like I work for these companies or anything, but I heard supposedly there's 2 other companies, at least one out of Europe, that's set to announce their vaccine is going to be announced that they're submitting it for approval. So remember, there's like 6, 7, 8, however many companies out there ready to do a vaccine, which is good because it doesn't put pressure on one company to distribute the vaccine worldwide. So with that being said, let's make some money tonight. And if tomorrow things go down, we're going to set ourselves up in a nice way to make money tomorrow. But we're moving in the right direction. This is in triple digits. And again, we sold about $10,000. Almost $10,000 worth of stock in the last few days. So really we're moving like tremendously in the right direction. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we're going to have our total account balance. We're going to get that going into triple digits, which means we have to hit this button right here and extend out the column for that. So with that being said, Check with that tonight. Download the spreadsheet if you haven't done so. There's a link in the video description, and if you don't have a Robinhood account, there's a link in the video description where you'll get a free stock. So, all right. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. To get more information on the sales cheat code, go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. Also, down below in the video description, down there, there's a link that takes you to our website that gives you additional content, some additional freebies that we have, and gives you information on some programs that we have that have been proven to help people to make sales easy so that you can make the kind of money you want, live the lifestyle that you've always wanted, and not have to struggle in the process. And what might be the coolest thing of all is you don't have to put much effort into it. It truly is a cheat code that most people don't know about. And it's a cheat code that can change your life today. So click on the link below and let me help you start to experience these results starting right now.